Alrighty, we are back and the next stage of our quest line. Go and meet Shalonen, see what she has to say, and hopefully see if can each manage to make any progress at all with befriending our lovely new acquaintance whose stuff we broke before even meeting her. So let's get back to it and see
Here's
if
how
we
I
have any
allocate my
progress.
energy on a job. 70% goes to investigating, 10% to making a final decision, and the remainder for execution.
Oh, she's up there, isn't she? How annoying. Well, do we at least have anybody who's fast around here? Or are we just gonna have an unfortunate time? At the very least, there's these lovely little spots so we can reuse Kaniche. So that's something. Definitely could have been a lot worse, although I don't know why exactly she's up here chilling on a cliffside. Maybe she isn't. Maybe, is she down there? Is she down underneath? Watch her be down underneath and we just climbed up there for nothing. She definitely is down underneath. In her house, which makes sense. Whoops.
Hey, Shalonen, how's everything going?
Oh, hi, Traveler and Paimon. I have bad news. Seat Lolly did not reply to our request, although I suppose I'm not too surprised.
Huh? You mean she didn't even bother to give Kaniche a response? Guess she really does have quite the ego then.
Honestly, Paimon, it's not even fair to say that. Like, we literally broke her stuff.
Yeah, well, she can be also quite eccentric, though she's one of the most gifted people around. Even the Masters of the Nightwind often struggle to work with her. My guess is that she probably has other reasons for not deigning us with a response. But let's go to the stadium and see if we can meet her there. If we do get a chance to talk to her in person, we can still try to work something out.
That's true. Let's go!
Certainly worth a shot. Kind of our only shot at this point. Considering. Alright, where is she? I'm excited to see her. Oh? Aw, she's not there.
Paimon doesn't see anybody. Seems she's just not gonna show up, huh?
How unfortunate.
Well, we tried to be as considerate as we could, but she's under no obligation to help.
You're not wrong.
That might be true, but this is still a request from the Pyro Archon, right? Shouldn't the subject always answer the call of their Archon?
You know, I really don't know how you have such an optimistic view of things, Paimon, considering the everything we've seen. Like, I can think of 2 countries off the top of my head where we've got active rebellion going on in the past. Like, I get people seem to like Mavuika here, which, understandable, she's great. But, like, kind of a big assumption to make at this point in our journey.
A subject? Well, if you ask me, I'd say we're all more like friends with the Archon.
Yeah, plus there's that. Very different vibes here than anywhere else.
Yes, Mawika is our leader, but that doesn't mean there's any kind of tall barrier between us and her. The only thing is that she often has very high expectations of us.
What a nice way of putting that.
Huh. So even though she's super powerful, it sounds like she's actually pretty down to earth and easy to get along with.
I mean, that makes sense from what we've seen. She's, like, remarkably chill.
Unlike that old hag Granny Eatstily, right? Does she think she can ignore us just because she's famous?
Paimon! Paimon, shush!
You all talk about her like like she's some kind of huge deal, but she didn't even bother to reply to our letter. Seriously, if she didn't want to come, she could at least let us know.
Paimon, it's not nice to talk about people behind their backs.
If that's what aging does to you, Paimon never wants to get old.
Paimon, you need to shush.
Oh, really? So, that's how you see me?
Oh, she's pretty.
Huh? Who's there? Who's talking next to Paimon?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a disgruntled old hag, right? Come on, relax. I'm sure my bark's worse than my bite.
Huh. Why are we calling her Granny exactly? Like, she's gorgeous. And also, I mean, I guess she could be that old. Ages are a variable here. But I have some questions.
Huh? See, Lolly.
Wait, you're Seat Lolly? You're Granny Eatsley?
Yes, Granny Eatsley. But emphasis on Eatsley, not Granny.
Okay, sure thing.
You must know this trope from light novels, surely. They use it all the time. The young man who's actually the oldest person in the room. The girl next door who turns out to be a seasoned veteran. The wise sage who looks like a little kid.
They really are playing it self-aware here, aren't they?
Oh, wipe that look off your face! You've seriously never seen an older lady that doesn't look her age? Okay, well, don't go thinking it's a trick either. See? I'm barely wearing any makeup.
Okay.
Did I forget to mention? She's called Granny, but she's actually pretty young. It was an honest mistake. I guess we've just gotten used to it.
Okay, sure, I guess.
I'm sorry. So, how old are you actually?
You should not be asking that question, Paimon. It's rude.
What? How dare you? Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
We're trying to get along with her.
Paimon really didn't mean to offend you. It's just that your case seems really unique. Oh, Paimon just wanted to apologize, but now she's putting more and more of her foot in her mouth. Really, Paimon just got a little mad since we thought, well, you were gonna leave us out to dry.
It was my idea to invite you here, Seat Lolly. So if you're upset, you can just take it out on me.
All right. I was only joking. I didn't mean to chastise anyone. There's really no need to take all this so seriously. If anything, I'm gonna feel awkward if we keep this going.
Alright. I love her design. She's really pretty. I like the purples, which, like, you know, fair. Feels like we could have picked a different location for this conversation, though. Like, they're really doing her design dirty with the purple background and her dress being that color. I've gotta say. Like, if we just kept this wall that orangey brown, that would be perfect.
I received Kenichi's letter and was planning to attend this meeting. Since I had already decided to come, I figured there was no need to draft a reply that simply said, "Understood." Besides, just showing up is the most important part. No?
I mean, fair enough. I guess it's efficient, at least.
But, of course, it's also natural for people to get held up by one thing or another as they're trying to leave the house. It certainly was a bit awkward to see that everyone else had arrived before me.
Aw.
At first, I was thinking of quietly sneaking over, but since you were already here waiting for me, I started to think about how I should phrase my apology. Only to hear you all talking smack about me.
That expression, goodness. They're certainly tuning it up with the expressiveness of everybody here. It's kind of fun, though.
Anyway, that's the whole story. Honestly, it's not like I owed you an explanation anyway.
Honestly, she just feels a little bit awkward, which, like, it's fine. You know, honestly, if that's like her biggest character flaw, I think we're gonna be just fine here. Clearly, she's a little temperamental, but mostly just seems a little socially awkward, to be honest. She seems sweet.
What's with that expression? Was she feeling embarrassed just
Paimon.
When the Masters of the Night Wind say they struggle dealing with her, I wonder if the feeling is mutual. She seems to be pretty awkward herself. Everything she does and says seems a little forced.
Yeah, Shalonen's not wrong with that comment. Like, the laugh in particular reminds me a little bit of Purina, you know, kind of always putting on a show. Which, like, fair enough. Especially if she's not quite sure how to interact with other people and is kind of making it up as she goes along. But it definitely feels like a lot of her exaggerated nature might not be quite as real as she'd like others to believe.
Ahem. Anyway, Shilonen, I heard that you require my help in crafting an ancient name.
Correct. The situation isn't like anything we've handled before. Let me explain.
I see. So Mawika has asked you to forge an ancient name for an Outlander. Well, that would be a first.
Something like that, yeah.
And you've also heard all about Auroron. I must say, he's always been a good kid. I can't see him joining the Fatui of his own volition. He must have been coerced somehow.
I mean, fair enough. There's certainly ways where I could see anybody could have that happen to them.
Yeah, that's what we came here to ask you. We'll help bring Auroron back if you help us solve the problems of forging the ancient name. What do you think?
I suppose I'll just call you Traveler for now. Traveler, come here. Let me take a good look at you.
Oh? How interesting.
Wealth leads to unending conflicts between people. Yet you alone transcend the value of gold. Baleful thunder and wrathful waves bring terror to mortal hearts. Yet again and again, you've braved them to find new worlds.
Oh, she's good.
A weary yet free soul. Even the most verdant leaf in the forest will pray for your happiness and safe passage.
Thanks? I think?
Those are all the things that I could see in you. You've experienced far more than even most mortals could dream of. You possess the heart of a sincere hero, along with the conviction to lift a torch above your head and walk headlong into the night.
Well, she's not wrong.
Huh? Don't move. There's something here.
What do you mean, something here?
Huh? What thing? Don't scare Paimon. Is the Traveler gonna be okay?
Shoo!
Oh? What was that?
That should do it. You've just returned from the Night Kingdom, so some fragments of souls were still stuck to your body. No need to worry. I've just cleared out the last of them.
Oh. Well, thanks, I guess. The last thing we need is any ghosts.
Isn't that kinda like having part of a ghost come back with you?
It's nothing as serious as that. If left unattended, the most it could do is stir up some chaos in your mind, and generally worsen your mood.
Okay, well, probably for the best we don't have that then. Thanks.
Well, in that case, better to get rid of them.
It was nothing. Shilonen, let's follow your proposal. Once you've brought Auroron back, I'll take you to see the Lord of the Night.
The Lord of the Night? But don't we need to talk to the Wyab of the tribes?
Something this important is beyond their jurisdiction. Only the Lord of the Night can decide whether we can grant an ancient name to one who does not hail from our lands.
Okay, interesting. So who are we looking for then? Because, like, that sounds like Night Kingdom, maybe, but the fact that he's got to be, like, more of a spiritual type god thing. Clearly not an Archon, obviously, because we've got Mavoika for that, but is this like a dragon spirit? Kind of like Nouvellette, maybe? Be interesting to see.
The Lord of the Night is an ancient entity that rules over the entire Night Kingdom, constantly borrowing the power of the sacred flame to combat corrosion from the abyss.
Okay, so he's like your Archon's counterpart then, kind of, but actually inside the Night Kingdom.
Oh, so you're basically saying it's even more powerful than the Wyab of the tribes. Well, that sort of makes sense, being the lord of the entire Night Kingdom and all.
Not exactly. It's not so much that one's more powerful than the other. But never mind. That's not important. It would take too much time to explain.
I don't like your hand waving. I want to know. Tell me your lore, please. There's been so much of that where it's like, you don't need to know that yet. Like, I want to know that.
Just listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. The Lord of the Night is currently in a deep slumber, and we can only communicate with its consciousness while in a trance. In other words, but I will need to prepare a few more things if we are to hold a ceremony to achieve the state of the trance. I'll make a list. Can any of you get everything for me?
I'm sure we can do that.
I can go. It'll probably be a long list, so better leave it to someone who knows all the local vendors.
Sounds good. Then we'll go with St. Lolly to track down Auroron.
Phew, the Fatui are nothing to scoff at, so please, be careful during your investigation. If you need any help, just come find me.
Yep, we'll be sure to play it safe.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now it's time for us to catch that brat and bring him back. I'm sorry I made you wait earlier. It was actually because I decided to swing by Auroron's place to look for clues.
Okay, so you already know at least a little something then. That's good.
He has always lived alone, and I found a broken jar in his house. There was also something off about his phlogiston aphids, which I assume is because their keeper has been gone for quite some time. And interestingly enough, I saw some slash marks in the house that did not match any of our local weapons. My guess is they were left by Snezhnayan arms.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that certainly leads me to believe a threat happened, at the very least at one point here.
Oh, sounds like the Fatui broke into his house and took him hostage.
But why would they kidnap a kid who just spends his days living in the country and raising aphids? He's only in his 20s. What would they want with him?
Okay, so he's younger then. I mean, it's a fair question, but clearly he was at least partially useful. And I mean, spending his time out in the country might be exactly what they need if they're looking for a guide.
That's not to say that I believe he's totally innocent, of course. Since he's the only one who was kidnapped out of everyone in Natlan, he must have done something to attract their attention.
Or he saw something that he shouldn't have. You never know.
In any case, we'll get to the bottom of this once we manage to get him back here. I'm truly sorry to put you two through all this trouble with me. But please help me get him back.
You can count on us!
All right, then let's start by heading to where Auroron was seen last.
Oh, I'm stuck in a table. That's particularly unfortunate considering Kinich. Alright, probably just go from here. Should be fast enough considering. Okay. So we need to go just kind of this way, like where this tree is.
Running away?
Ooh, do I see a...
Is this really necessary?
I do. I think I do see a treasure chest up in that tree.
Everything has its use.
Were you not given toys to play with as a child? Is that it?
Flying squirrels? I haven't seen those before. How fun. Oh, and we got an orb fragment too. That was a good treasure chest. Plus some lovely relaxing music here. How wonderful. I feel like that's one of my favorite things about Natlin is that it's just feels so chill, you know? Ooh, that looks like a fun time. Where are we, I wonder? Hello, dear. Y'all seem very chill. Okay, it's Akia. That's good. Our lovely little friend. Hi, buddy. Potentially. Just hanging out in the void zone. I don't think this was actually where we were meant to be going, was it? Maybe it is. I don't know. No surprise. How sad and unfortunate. Oh. Oh! How lovely! Aww. What a sweet attempt from our tiny baby saurian friend. Yeah, we'll just keep that quietly in our back pockets and not say a single thing about it. Oh, Paimon's got a secret stash then. Oh, that is a very shiny rock. Perfect. How lovely. I'm glad he's happy. Okay. I don't think this is where we're meant to be. Realistically speaking. Yeah, we need to be up more, it looks like. Which, in that case, I think going this way-ish
Running away?
is probably our best bet. terms of getting up there without too much disruption. At the very least, they've made things very Knight friendly, at least in certain locations where it's like, you can get to where you're going if you take him. You might have to go a little bit roundabout, but you don't need like
Running away?
everybody involved, every single one of the Natlan characters to get places, which is nice. You can still kind of make do without Kachina as needed. And I'm sure Shalonen plus
This is the spot.
plus Mualani would be an absolutely wild team as far as movement goes.
An eyewitness claimed to have seen Auroron speaking to some Fatui soldiers here. I don't know how much you're willing to believe me, but Auroron really is a good kid. I see no reason why he'd suddenly get involved with the Fatui. I'm convinced that what the witnesses saw was actually the Fatui coercing him, or perhaps trying to extract information. However, I doubt anyone would believe me, given there are no signs of a fight.
Well, you never know. Could be any number of things. Maybe he wasn't threatened specifically, but someone else was. It's certainly possible.
Didn't Kanich say that she's a big name in Natlan? Feels kinda weird to see her so frustrated and helpless like this.
Auroron? Well, he was left at the side of the road as an infant, and the people of the tribe took him in. You could say that everyone had a hand in raising him.
Okay, so he's got probably pretty solid family roots. Is he from Natlan, though? Because that could be important. If he's not, I could see him feeling quite left out. Or also, you know, potentially, if someone promised him a true family all his own, I could see that also being tempting. Depending on how his relationship with y'all is. But considering you say he spends a lot of time out on his own in the wilderness, makes me think it might not be all that great.
He learned a lot from us, and once he reached adulthood, he built himself a house out in the countryside. He spends most of his days growing vegetables and raising aphids, living off of what he harvests from the garden.
Yeah, that sounds like behavior of someone who got out as soon as they could.
He's always been such a good kid. He would even get his friends to deliver whole bags of fresh produce to my place.
See, but that doesn't feel like that. Although I guess if you were kind of an outcast too, maybe that's why he gets along better with you than anyone else.
Oh well, let's keep looking. He can answer all of our questions once we find him. He's been raising phlogiston aphids for a long time, and since they were disturbed, they secreted a special type of phlogiston. We can use that substance to track his movements.
How convenient. That's actually pretty cool. That his little creatures are gonna help find him.
Let's follow the phlogiston trail.
I mean, this feels a little bit like the equivalent of someone raising fireflies, so... or like hermit crabs. Like, he just seems like he would be kind of a chill dude with a hobby. Like, he's just hanging out.
Huh? What trail? Paimon doesn't see anything.
Oh, right. I forgot your eyes don't naturally perceive such things. Here, give me your hand.
Ooh, are we gonna learn a new skill? How exciting.
Huh? How about now?
What do you see?
Oh, definitely a new skill. How convenient.
can see it now too!
That's right. I used a spell to temporarily transfer a portion of my senses to you. For a short while, you'll be able to see the phlogiston too.
Okay, so we've got spells now. Huh. Like, we're just kind of throwing out all known rules here in Natlin, aren't we? Like, visions are one thing. That's, like, more or less explained, kind of, by, like, the Archons granting you power or whatever. And, like, through Celestia. It's a... Y'all know. But we're adding in magic now? What is she exactly, I wonder? Like, is this just a thing for their type of people? Can they just do that? All of them? Or is this a her specific thing?
Wow, you can even share your senses with us? First time Paimon's heard anything like that.
It requires a very rare spell that most people aren't adept at. But don't worry, it's a cinch for me. Between the two of you, it seems the Traveler's senses are a bit stronger than Paimon's.
Oh, she looks so upset.
When I held your hand just now, I could sense that you've got a great affinity for phlogiston. You're extraordinarily gifted. Anyway, we'll need to use our vision now to track down Auroron. Good luck, you two.
Okay.
This way! See, Lolly might say a lot of deep and confusing stuff, but this spell of hers is really something.
What was that?
Oh, Paimon was just complimenting you, really.
That was not a compliment, Paimon.
What does she mean by deep and confusing? As far as elderly shamans go, I'd say that I'm already pretty easy to talk to. Is there any other old hag who's as fluent in the language of the youth as me?
Oh, you've upset her now, Paimon.
But is my way of speaking still not trendy enough? I've already tried my best to match their speech patterns, but given the looks on their faces just now, or perhaps I'm still not fashionable enough? But that can't be, right? Ugh, don't tell me they're still getting the impression that I'm super old-fashioned.
Uh-huh. Okay, interesting.
Huh? Was that Seat Lolly's voice?
It was certainly a little bit odd.
Now that I think about it, it's a good thing I found some helpers this time. Some things are best done with the help of friends. Oh? They appear to be feeling quite confident. Looks like our work will go smoothly.
So she definitely doesn't know we can hear her then.
Hey, looks like there's a new camp over there.
Oh.
Yep. Judging by Paimon's experience as a guide, it definitely looks like people set up camp here.
Wow, however could you tell?
Wait. The phlogiston here is a bit odd. Let me see.
Paimon sees a small shape here. Could it be some sort of symbol?
Well, if you were kidnapped, I guess the thing other people can't see would be a great way to leave a note or a clue.
This is a distress signal for the Masters of the Night Wind. Only someone from our tribe would recognize it. So Auroron was indeed being threatened. We've got to find him, fast. Leaving such a subtle mark implies that he was trying to be discreet. In other words, he was probably under the Fatui's watch. If they notice us, we can just charge in and fight them to the death. But what if my darling grandson is also there? I can't have him caught in the crossfire.
Whoa, 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 wait. Okay, I have so many questions. She's so weird. Huh, okay.
No, I've got to be careful. Otherwise he'd get hit as well. How annoying. No, I've got to stay calm and keep my composure.
Interesting. Just acting all nonchalant over here, pretending we heard nothing. Sure, it's all fine. Well, we're gonna grab some of this real quick. You never know when it'll come in useful. Ooh, plus some shiny rocks.
There are traces of people staying here too.
Wait a second. The phlogiston around here is jumbled up. I can also smell a mix of elements in the air. Pyro, electro, and some other elements as well.
She's got like really good senses.
Kanich told us that you were super amazing. No wonder you can sense so many more things than us.
It's about time that little brat said something nice about me. There are signs of a struggle here. Judging from what's left on the scene, there must have been a fight. But after that, the factions seem to have gone their separate ways. Both the phlogiston and the elemental traces in the air support that.
Yeah, it does seem like he might have gotten away, but if he did, then why didn't he go home?
Do you still remember the little mark we found before? Paimon's thinking, what if Auroron wanted to leave another distress signal, but was caught by the Fatui?
Given there are two signals leading from here, we should split up as well.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I'll take this direction, and leave the other one to you. Let's meet up again later.
Alright.
Auroron, what the heck were you doing? It's one thing to trouble me, but now I had to bring other people into this as well. You little brat.
And off she goes! Traveler, did you hear all of that as well? Once Seatlolly left, that voice went away as well. Paimon even tried calling her name inside Paimon's head, but there was no response. So you were thinking the same thing! Paimon also thought that if we could hear what she was thinking, then she could probably also hear what we were thinking in our heads. She did say that she was quite adept at this spell, and it doesn't sound like she's had any trouble with it in the past. Huh, maybe we're a special case and can hear her thoughts as a side effect.
Or, you know, maybe everybody can, but nobody's mentioned it to her because at a certain point that just becomes awkward.
If you think about it, she's really got a lively inner world. It paints quite a different picture from Paimon's first impression of her.
Indeed. She really is rather sweet, too. Oh, we found something
I see some
else.
traces here. Let's follow them and see if we can find anything up ahead. You really are a one-trick pony, you know.
Okay, let's see, what have we got?
Did you find something? Huh. So we can't tell where Auroron might have gone from here.
No, assuming he did go this way. It seems
That's
like someone
weird.
figured
The
it
phlogiston
out.
trail suddenly stops. We can't make anything of these footprints either. But he can't have just evaporated into thin air, right? We know he wasn't alone. He had all those Fatui with him.
So, you can hear the sounds of the wind from beneath the earth.
Oh. What was that? Okay, that's definitely the voice we heard from before, who I couldn't figure out who it was, which would make sense if it's Auroron. That would make sense why I did not know who that was. Oh. How interesting.
I'm very sorry, but please do not move. I have no desire to hurt you.
Well, that's concerning, isn't
I
it?
apologize that our first meeting has to take place like this. It's just that you're much like one of those animals with ears that perk up as soon as it senses danger in their environment.
Oh, he's pretty, isn't he?
And given your combat proficiency, I would not have been able to gain an advantage over you if you were anywhere else in the world. However, you're now in the Night Kingdom, a familiar domain to the Masters of the Night Wind. Hello, traveler. I'm Auroron, the one you've been searching for.
Oh, his eyes are so pretty. I love his color palette too. He's gorgeous. I tell you what, they have been killing it with the designs lately. Like, that is so good. And I mean, admittedly, I'm partial to the blues and greens. Like, those are my favorite colors. But like, and like he's got so good, such good colors. He's so pretty.
Ah, the Fatui's custody. I see. So even Granny has told you that I was coerced by the Fatui. I'm afraid you've been brought here by a lie, like a false omen in the lingering smoke.
And he's poetic too. Oh dear. What do you mean a lie? Are you joining them willingly then?
My friend and I only left those traces to lure you here. Deceiving you was never our true intent, however. It was simply the fastest and most feasible way for us to set up a meeting.
Uh-huh. Your friend, then. I see.
Greetings, traveler from afar.
Well, this seems somewhat non-hostile, at least. I suppose there's that.
Be careful with this traveler. Her soul is temporarily restrained by us, and it appears to have become more fragile in the process. It's taking all my concentration to hold on to her.
It was I who tasked Auroron with leaving the traces to lead you here, and I who used the Master's ritual to bring your soul to the Night Kingdom. I've heard much about you from the past encounters you've had with my colleagues. Given the present situation in Natlan, I would like to sincerely request a formal meeting with you, in person.
Uh-huh. Sounds dangerous, doesn't it?
I will use the opportunity to explain my goals and motivations to you, as well as why I mistrust Malwika, the Pyro Archon. I believe there is little reason for you to blindly follow her plan.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm curious about what you have to say, even though I don't necessarily trust you. Odd that you mistrust her. She seemed quite open, in fact, about everything, for the most part. But I suspect you either know or think you know something we don't.
If you would like to hear our intel, then find us to the east of the stadium. But remember, not a word of this to anyone. I would like to avoid any further conflict.
You will see me again once you return to reality. No matter what I say, please, help me keep this a secret. This is all to avoid dragging Granny into this conflict.
Uh-huh. See, I still feel like you might be being threatened a little bit. Or, well, perhaps not you, but her is certainly a possibility. Although, very odd. He's an odd one. I'm not quite sure how... He's hard to get a read on. Certainly.
Hey, what happened just now? You suddenly collapsed and stopped responding.
Hey, why are you sitting on the ground? Are you okay?
See, Lolly! She froze for a moment and then just collapsed to the ground.
Could it have been those leftover remnants from the Night Kingdom? Do you have any itches or pain anywhere? Don't worry. We can take a short break. Sorry, I know I asked for your help. But had I known you were feeling unwell, I wouldn't have taken you on this trip with me.
Okay. Sure. So very strange. You never know. I feel like it's
If you're
worth at
feeling
least
sick, you
trying
should
to
just
find
say
some
so.
stuff out.
See, Lolly should be able to, exercise any ghosts or weird stuff that you picked up in the Night Kingdom.
A seasoned traveler must know the importance of not pushing yourself beyond your limit. If you need anything from me, just say the word. In any case, let's take a bit more time to rest now. Need to be more careful next time.
Feeling better yet, Traveler?
Alright, let's get ready. I followed my phlogiston trail earlier to a stronghold guarded by soldiers. I have a feeling that Auroron is probably being held inside.
Right. Okay. I don't know about that, though.
Oh, so it's close by. Then let's head over right away.
Well, I recruited you to be my helper, which means we're in this together. Like the wind and the clouds. We either move as one or not at all. But if you want to make it up to me, then just be sure to fight extra hard when the time comes.
Yes, ma'am. I feel like one thing that's great about Natlan is they've given a lot more love to even some of the non-playable characters. Right? Because usually our NPCs are quite boring. Whereas in Natlan, we've had actually quite a few of them who, obviously they're not, you know, on the level of your 5-star characters. But they're certainly approaching the territory where I could see them becoming one someday with a little bit more love, or, you know, they could be a 4-star or whatever. Like, they're clearly not playable just based on the model, but we've had a couple of them now where
Look
I feel
over
like
there.
they could be. Like, they've got more thought into their designs and into their background that is really interesting and really cool to see.
Huh? Paimon thinks she sees someone in the middle of the camp.
That's Auroron. So he really was taken by the Fatui.
That is not the impression I got from what he told us, but how curious.
Alright, we'll take the lead.
Oh, electrovision. I mean, his design is just gorgeous. Like, he's so pretty.
Hey, quit daydreaming. Don't you have work to do?
I cannot see the sun.
What?
What?
Okay, glad we're on the same page there at least.
Without the sun, I cannot see the truth. You are currently blocking the light, so I must beseech you to move aside.
Huh? Okay, Mr. Philosopher. That's enough mumbo-jumbo.
Wow. I'm going to rip that guy's head right off.
She's vicious, isn't she? How fun.
See, Lolly's struggling to control her temper now.
Are you ready? Let's go kick their butts.
Alright then. How fun.
On my count. 3, 2, 1! Still trying to resist? You've got no idea who you're up against.
Nice and spicy. Eat this!
How rude. Kaboom. We're like actually dealing damage now, and that's been great. Are we... Is there somebody else? Oh, there is. Look at that.
Time for you to pay the price.
Bow before your king! Let's light it up! Everybody stand!
Locked up.
Like, that can't be it. Nope.
It's the fire!
Definitely better, for sure. Be not dying all the time.
Auroron!
Alright, now what have you got to say for yourself? Because I am very interested.
Granny!
Paimon knows she's called Granny Eats to Lead, but it's still kind of weird hearing someone actually call her Granny.
And greetings to you too, other Granny.
Excuse me? Sir?
What did you just call her?
Granny. Is that not right? You are Granny's friend, are you not? You seem to be approximately the same age as her, so I figured you're also a Granny.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess he's trying.
How many times have I told you? It doesn't work like that. There are a lot of people who look about the same age as me. You can't go around calling everyone Gramps or Granny.
Oh dear.
Oh, wait. He's not a child, is he? Don't tell Paimon he's one of those people who look like an adult but are actually only 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, your words have pierced my heart like a thorned vine. Given how hard those thorns are to remove, I may just need to find a pair of tweezers.
He's kind of funny too. No, we've already had confirmation that he's like 20 something, I think. She said 20s, whatever that means.
Why are you so upset? You can just say yes or no.
Of course I'm not a child. It's just Granny always taught me to show gratitude where it's due. And since the Masters of the Night Wind raised me collectively, I basically see everyone above a certain age as an elder I should look up to.
How weird.
Exactly.
But if you keep that up, then everyone's going to be your senior.
And do you think saying all of this is gonna save you from a scolding, Auroron? Haven't I told you 100 times since you were a kid? Heed the 3 warnings.
Be wary of bees prowling around, scammers looking for their next victim, and strange people who appear out of nowhere.
Clearly he does know those 3 things. Wonder how many times he had them repeated to him. He does seem like he might have been a bit of a troublemaker, apparently, growing up.
Oh, so you do remember, and you just chose to ignore them. I always knew that living on your own was going to get you into trouble sooner or later. But getting kidnapped? That really takes the cake.
I really don't think that was his fault.
You won't always be able to rely on other people coming to your rescue, you know. You're just lucky we got here when we did. Or we might be launching another search and rescue operation to find out where they put your severed head.
I'm sorry, Granny. I'll be more careful next time.
Next time? Oh, good one. You think there'll be a next time after this? Not a chance.
Right, okay.
Oh.
Aw, poor guy. He does look so sad.
They didn't hurt you, did they?
No, they just asked me a lot of questions about Natlan's terrain and made me draw a map of the ley line distribution.
Weird, but not the end of the world, I suppose.
Okay, now answer me honestly. Were you the one who helped the captain escape after his battle with the Pyro Archon?
I think the answer there is yes.
Yes.
Hmm?
So why did you do it?
Because they said they would need my help from there on out. They also said that if I refused, they'd just come to you, Granny, and they'd already figured out a way to make you do their bidding.
Okay.
Hey! I'm no ordinary Granny! Would they really dare to come after me? And you! Did the gods give you a brain just for you to not use it? Did you really believe everything they said at face value? And not stop to think?
Apparently not.
Thankfully, the Pyro Archon only asked that we find the mysterious individual from the Masters of the Nightwind, and didn't slap your name on a wanted poster. Don't think for a second that she doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah, she does seem quite sharp, so I'm sure she is at least somewhat aware.
Even if the truth that you see will soon manifest into reality, there is still no need to preemptively panic. Have you forgotten the words that I've taught you?
I'm sorry.
Aww.
Ugh, forget it.
He really is kind of behaving a little bit like a kid, isn't he?
We can submit the details of this camp and the defeated Fatui as evidence of your innocence. Let's clean this place up and get back to the city. Auroron, you better remember this lesson well and seriously reflect on your actions. Also, once we return to the city, come to the speaker's chamber with me. I'll need you to explain everything.
Sounds good. Should I bring some of my homegrown vegetables as well?
Okay. He's so odd.
Your vegetables?
Yes. I grow a lot of fresh produce in my garden. I hope the Pyro Archon won't be too picky about the selection.
So, your way of making things up to her, kind of, is by giving her vegetables? I mean, like, fair enough, but that's certainly a strange way of going about things. Although, I guess maybe that's just your thing.
Now's not the time to be thinking about that. If you do come face to face with the Pyro Archon, the first thing you should do is...
Recite the 3 warnings.
Huh? No! You should emphasize that you were not in cahoots with the Fatui!
If he's an actor, he's definitely a good one. I mean, we've seen 2 very different sides of this guy. Which, I mean, honestly, either one could be true at this point, which is weird and problematic. Like, just answers. Answers are important.
How exactly did the Masters raise this guy?
Clearly in an interesting manner.
Oh, right.
Okay. I'm curious as to what will happen when we actually go see our not friend from the Fatui, and whether or not that will be problematic or whether it'll be more of a chill kind of situation. Honestly, it feels like it could go either way. It really does. Considering everything. Okay, let's see. Is this vaguely near where we need to go? Probably, maybe.
I see. So Auroron came to the captain's rescue because he promised to help him in exchange for Seat Lolly's safety.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Now that you know Auroron was only trying to protect another member of his tribe, could I ask you to petition the Pyro Archon for her forgiveness?
We'll give her a full report. We'll let you know once she's reached a decision.
Will I need to stay here?
Technically, yes. But if Miss Seat Lolly is willing to serve as your guarantor, then we can release you from custody.
Right, okay. I mean, I don't know. I could go either way with this guy, to be honest. I could see either this being the truth or the other way being the truth. There's parts of the story that don't quite line up from either of them.
Sure. I'd be happy to do that. I don't have any more time to waste here. I still have other things to do.
Understood. Thank you very much. Mr. Auroron, please report back to the Speaker's chamber as soon as you've received notice of the Archon's decision.
I understand. Thank you. And thank you too, Granny.
Well, at least you won't need to hide your face anymore.
Traveler, Paimon, thank you very much for your help. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my side of the deal. Once Auroron is settled, I'll go talk to Shilonen and get started on forging an ancient name for you.
Oh, thank you.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's as good as done. You can just go twiddle your thumbs or something while you wait for the good news. Bye for now. Come with me, Auroron. We've got to find you a place to stay for the night.
Bye,
Goodbye, other Granny.
I guess. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was wondering if he was gonna say anything. I guess not in front of others, but... It's so weird. So weird what's going on here.
We're finally done. Alright, it's time to find some grub. Huh? What is it, Traveler? What? That captain? Sorry. Paimon just didn't see that coming. So you really saw him in the Night Kingdom? And he didn't attack you?
No, remarkably.
Oh, that Auroron, what is he up to? He sounded earnest enough just now. Paimon would have never guessed anything was happening.
No, it's very weird. Weird.
All that stuff about protecting Seat Lolly and being forced to help the Fatui when he's actually been a willing accomplice all along. Yeah, you're right. Still, Paimon appreciates you telling her about this. Paimon will support your choice no matter what, so if you want to go, we can go together. We still have another whole day before the meeting, so we'll just meet with them when the time comes.
Alright, so we are waiting until 2000. 20. Well, that's technically today, so that might not be long enough. We may need to do another round of this. Yep.
How low?
Because I am very curious to see what shakes out of this meeting. Because it could be good, it could be bad, it could be weird. You never know.
Who's being attacked?
Let's see, do we get any fun achievements? Not really. Nothing funny, at least.
Ignore him when he's mouthing off. Don't let him get under your skin.
I dare you to release me and say that to my...
Oh. Okay, so I don't really know exactly where we're going other than sort of this way. So presumably it's gonna be just like somewhere up along these cliffs, I would think. Right? Yeah.
You really are a one-trick pony, you know.
Okay. Just kind of picking a random area over in the grass. I guess there's worse things. Hello!
I'm going in!
I got him cornered.
Poor little Saurian. I'm sorry. I don't want to attack you, but you keep attacking me.
Your soul! Let's light it up! Scared, speechless. Forever home. Teamwork is true!
Target acquired.
That was a very sad noise. Don't like that. Okay, where even are they though? Because it's got to be, I guess, up here more? Maybe? There we go.
Weird. Paimon doesn't see anyone. Oh, please don't let this be a trap.
I mean, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it were, but here's hoping.
What was that?
Huh. Interesting that you showed up here, actually, after everything.
Good evening. Nice to see you again.
It's you. You shouldn't pop up from behind people like that. What are you, a ghost?
He's certainly odd.
I'm terribly sorry. It's just a force of habit.
And what's with you apologizing all the time? You sound so polite and honest, but you're actually doing shady stuff behind people's backs.
You're right. Granny tells me that too. Huh. Come to think of it, you remind me of her. Sometimes you two sound really similar, you know.
Oh, so you're gonna call Paimon Granny too now?
Well, I could.
What are you looking for, friend?
It's all clear. Over to you.
Excellent. The fact that you showed up proves that I was right about your character. Yet, there's been a lot of talk about you. Child told me that you're passionate about the unknown and willing to take risks. Rather than facing you as an enemy, I would much prefer to bring you to my side.
Fair enough. It does tend to go poorly for those we fight against. Interesting that you've talked to everyone we've ever talked with, though. I'm sure certain members have other, less kind things to say.
If we allow the current state of things to continue, we will inevitably clash. And that's a scenario that I'd very much like to avoid. I've long heard of your exploits across the nations. Though you have crossed swords with my colleagues many times, I know that you are by no means an unreasonable person.
I'd like to think that's true.
And once you've learned the truth that the Pyro Archon Malwika would never willingly share with you, you may just find it in your heart to consider my proposal.
You have a lot of faith in that assessment of things.
I assume you've already been informed of the Pyro Archon's plan. In order to defeat the Abyss and save Natlan, she still needs 2 more heroes to appear.
Wait, how did you know that? Never mind. Guess that's not important now.
They do seem to know quite a lot of everything, don't they?
I've long kept a close eye on her plan. To be frank, it's an exceedingly risky plan. Will the heroes really appear? And even if they come to her, will their power be enough to drive the Abyss back?
I mean, I don't know. I would like to say yes. But to be quite honest, we're kind of operating on faith and hope here. So if you've got like a better plan, I'm certainly open.
If any part of the plan goes awry, all of Natlan, even all of Tevat, will pay for her mistakes.
You're not wrong. Continue.
Now, you may have been led to believe that this is the only plan available to her. But what if I told you she's had another emergency plan all along, the details of which she has chosen to keep hidden from you?
I mean, it would be the smart thing to do.
An emergency plan?
She does seem like the type.
Yes. A way to keep Natlan intact, even if her original plan fails. But given the painful cost of its execution, she has chosen to keep it as a mere backup plan.
What sort of cost, I wonder?
Whether this stems from hesitation, fear, or even naivete, I cannot say. But Natlan cannot afford to wait until she comes to her senses.
Again, you have failed to expound on the cost of said backup plan.
My fear is that given the enormity of the decision, she will be reluctant to confront the dire reality we face until it is too late. There will be no time left to execute the backup plan, and all of Natlan will be lost to the Abyss.
Okay, you're wrong. I don't like the sound. You're right, I don't like the sound of that, but like... Again, what is the backup plan? Please explain.
We have to make the decision for her, here and now.
Yeah, do you have any evidence for all this? Just telling us a bunch of scary stuff isn't enough, you know. Besides, wasn't it you who tried to seize the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa plan?
I knew you'd be clever enough to see. That's right. I did not seek the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa.
Right. That's what you say, but she's been running around collecting them like candy, so... Why?
Since I was defeated in battle, I must put to rest my thoughts about the Gnosis. But even so, my desire to save Natlan remains unchanged.
Okay. Again, you're weird. You're weird, sir. Please explain. They really are trying to make the Fatui more morally complicated, aren't they? This is our second, trying to save the current location member of our Fatui.
And now, I have found a new way to solve the crisis. We can implement it immediately if we reach an agreement.
Right. But again, what exactly is our cost here?
Someone's here.
Huh? The captain disappeared!
Well, that's mildly terrifying.
Something is rapidly approaching. Oh no.
Something! Bad news, chump! It's your granny!
Yeah. Okay. You kind of deserve that, bro.
See, Lolly? When did you get here?
I knew something was amiss after we were separated. Hidden ceremonial tools, an unconscious traveler. I must say, I'm very curious about what you're up to. How dare you go behind our backs like this, Auroron? Colluding with the Fatui? Really? Oh, here we go again. Cat got your tongue, huh? You really think you can avoid a scolding just by staying quiet?
I'm not trying to avoid anything.
Oh, and now you're talking back. Well, go on then. Explain yourself. What the heck are you up to?
I'm sorry, Granny. I feel so guilty.
He's a tricky one, that one.
You! That's it! Where are my tools? I swear if I don't teach you a lesson right here and now, I'll...
Wait, see, Lolly! Please, calm down. We, still learned a lot of info, didn't we? Like the fact that the captain isn't trying to seize the Gnosis anymore. So, maybe just save the scolding for later, okay?
Listen well, Auroron. You're only getting out of this now because of the Traveler's plea. This isn't over. You hear me? You're right, Traveler. Let's go. We can discuss this more back in the city. You two keep an eye on Auroron for me, okay?
Oh, good. Now we're babysitting. Feels like this is just a lot of talking around issues. Like, we have yet to receive any kind of a solid answer here so far on anything, realistically speaking. Which is quite annoying.
In all my years, I've never had a child cause me so much grief. Do you seriously not see what's at stake here? You've got a head on your shoulders, Auroron. Use it! Why did you help the captain? And I want the truth this time. No answer? Think you're being smart? Then let me ask a different question. What does the captain want? What is his purpose in Natlan? Really? You're just going to stonewall me?
Does seem to be his favorite tactic.
Just use your brain for a second. What do you possibly stand to gain by helping the captain? Only endless trouble awaits you and everyone in the tribe.
Well, clearly he said something convincing, because otherwise, I really don't see any way this random guy would be helping them.
You've always been a good kid. Why would you throw that all away now? If you're worried about something, just talk to me. Granny would much rather we had a conversation instead of constantly clashing like this.
Why is he staring at us all of a sudden?
Yeah, what do you expect us to do, man? Come on.
I'm sorry that you have to hear all this. You're very kind. Most people would have fled by now. Not everyone can handle Granny's scolding.
Oh? You dare gossip between yourselves instead of listening to me? You...
You're making her even more mad, man.
Sorry, Granny.
Sorry, Granny. Sorry, Granny. You know what? Fine. I'm perfectly aware that everything I say goes in one ear and out the other. You're all grown up now, so why would you listen to an old hag like me?
Oh, she's certainly got some anger, which understandable considering the situation.
You say all the right things, but then you go and completely ignore me! Well, if that's how you're going to treat me, you can stop sending Aoife over to my place to deliver your stupid vegetables! I don't need anything from you!
Who's Aoife? A delivery person?
That's irrelevant. The point is, he hangs out with this kid, so he must be no good. You kids get to a certain age and suddenly act like you know it all. There's nothing I can say to get through to you. Auroron, if you're still thinking about that so-called duty, then please, just forget about it. The ley lines did not fall to this state because of you. And we've long closed the book on that incident.
What? I sense a story there.
Seems they've started talking about some kind of tribal history. Paimon's starting to get lost.
That's not it, Granny. I know you tend to get down on yourself when you're upset, but I can tell I really hurt you this time. All I can say is I'm sorry.
His voice. Auroron! Where have you gone?
It sounds like he's somewhere super far away, but isn't he right here in front of us?
Perhaps not.
I'm really sorry. It's up to all of us to do everything we can to save Natlan. So I've got to go.
Whoa, 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 what? Can he teleport?
Get back here this instant! Auroron! What is this? Powder from plant spores? Is that the trick he used?
What just happened? How was he able to suddenly get so far away like that?
It's like we blinked and he moved, but he can't teleport, can he? So, did we lose time?
It's a trick of his. If you grind spores into a powder and spray it in the air, it can be manipulated to create an illusion.
Or that. That's pretty cool though, actually. I wonder how they're gonna play with that in his character design. 'Cause I'm sure they will, like they have to. They've given it lore now, right?
He pulled it off flawlessly. He must have put a lot of time into perfecting it. Don't tell me that's how he's been hunting in the fields these days. Oh, couldn't he have picked up something more useful?
I mean, that seemed plenty useful to me. It certainly worked for him here. Although why he's doing all of this is still a very big unknown to me.
Little brat. That's it. The next time we meet, I'm definitely going to break his legs.
Oh, that might be a touch aggressive still.
Whoa, that's a little extreme. But still, why does he feel like he needs to run from us? If his goal is also to protect Natlan, then can't we work together?
You'd think so, but I still haven't heard what that cost is exactly.
I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation with them earlier. But even if you'd been able to hear them out, there's no guarantee you would have gained anything substantial.
Well, perhaps not, but there was more of a likelihood than when you interrupted everything.
Auroron probably did everything he could to get away because he knew I'd get the truth out of him sooner or later. Ah, that brat. I swear. We've got quite a long walk back to the city. Let's take our time. It'll give me a moment to figure out how to explain all this.
It's nice that we're definitely getting like a lot more background here, it feels like. We've stopped at least some of the hand waving, which is nice. Not all of it, but some of it.
Do you two have some time? Feeling hungry? How about we get something to eat?
Oh, right. It's been a while since we last ate. Now that we can relax, Paimon just realized how hungry she is.
Then let's go. We can find somewhere to sit down and talk. Food and drinks are on me.
Really? You're not gonna take her offer?
It seems a bit rude at this point, actually.
That's right. See, Lolly has gotten a lot quieter since Aurora ran away. She seems to be having a hard time. She's right. We're seasoned adventurers, so we're more than capable of paying our own bill.
Hey, come on now. You won't even let me take you out for some food and drinks? I just wanted to treat you to a meal.
Oh, well now I feel even worse. We were trying to be polite.
Are you sure? We can save you some Mora.
Mora is the least of my concerns. Besides, we're definitely due a meal after all the time we've spent together. Let me get this one. I might be an old hag, but I like to think I'm not completely useless.
Oh.
Sure, that's fine with us, but Paimon doesn't want you to be sad, sweet Lolly.
Don't worry. I'm sure a juicy grilled steak will work wonders.
Okay, so we need to be... Where even are we going? Inside, probably, actually, so like not here. Or yes, here? Kind of here.
Is this really necessary?
Ah, a place I've never been in. Oh, good music in this tavern. How fun. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. So she's getting quite drunk then. I mean, fair enough, I guess.
Huh?
What are you looking at?
Do you see two people standing by the door? They look like spitting images of each other. Are they twins?
Yeah, so she's right proper drunk then.
But Paimon only sees one person there.
Huh? How could that be? I guess my mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. Give me another bottle, boss!
Oof, she's not doing so hot. Like, fair enough, considering, her kid kind of ran off to be evil, but you know.
Do you think she's drunk?
There you go, miss. Oh my, it's not every day you get to see Granny Itzley here with some friends. Not to mention ones who've made a huge name for themselves recently.
Oh, so you've heard of us?
Of course I have. Aren't you the ones who saved Kachina and brought her back? No wonder you hit it off with Granny Sitlali. She wouldn't spend time with just anybody, you know. I don't even remember the last time I saw her with a new friend.
That's quite sad, actually.
Wait, so you call her Granny too?
Well, given our ages, it'd probably be more accurate for me to call her my great-great-granny. She's one of the most famous people at the Masters of the Nightwind. Most days, hardly anyone even dares talk to her.
Well, that sounds quite lonely, actually.
Huh? Gossiping about me right in front of my face now, are you, Chonka?
Oh, please, Granny, I wouldn't dare. I'm just beyond happy to see you bring over some new friends. After all, any friends of our regulars are sure to be great customers too.
All right, that's enough. Go on now. I'm sure the other customers would like to talk to you as well. There's no need to keep staring at me. I promise I'll keep my alcohol down until I leave.
Well then, you have my thanks.
Definitely not doing so hot. Oh. Oh. Yeah, she doesn't look so good, huh?
Seat Lally? Seat Lally!
Who's that? You got some gall calling me by my first name. Let me guess. You want to test your skills against Granny Eatsley, don't ya?
She's out here about to try and fight us.
Are you still with us, Seat Lally? You're kinda talking to no one.
You chumps come around here, picking fights with me? Well, you know what happens next. You lose, and then run off home to tell everyone about how I'm this big scary bully. It's always the same story. You brats start it, I finish it, and then I end up with the reputation of being some kind of terrible monster among the shamans.
Oh.
I mean, come on. Monster? Me? Really? What did I do to deserve that?
Granny Seat Lally, you're not a monster at all.
Exactly. And while we're at it, I'm not some lazy slacker either. Between meditation, advising the chief, and speaking with the Wyab, I actually have a pretty packed schedule, you know. Oh yeah. And I have to mentor all the new kids. Hey, new kid. Yeah, you. Don't play dumb. Didn't I teach you how to find phlogiston? You see? I know my stuff. I'm a good teacher. You tell him. That's more like it. About dang time someone showed me a little respect. Yeah, Granny's a hard worker, all right. You can always rely on old Granny.
Oh dear. Oh.
Did she just fall asleep with her eyes open? Oh, jeez.
Behind this pitch-black curtain, a chapter of hatred reveals itself. Behind the smoke. The lingering smoke.
Oh. And now we're getting prophecies. That's fun.
Ah, she's meditating again. She does this whenever she's had a few too many drinks. Her mind's actually racing at this point. It's quite the opposite of sleep.
Is this another specialty of the Masters of the Nightwind?
That does not seem healthy, if so.
No, I'd say it's an ability that's unique to Citlali herself. While she can easily pick up everyone else's skills and tricks, few have been able to master hers.
Warning, warning. Red, the color of danger, has now arisen within that pair of eyes.
Okay then.
Huh? Traveler? Paimon?
What's wrong?
I'm gonna hurl.
Hang on, just keep it in.
Phew. Okay, it's passed. That was a close one.
You had Paimon worried. Paimon really thought you were about to barf all over the table just now.
How embarrassing. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. That's never happened before, I swear. I've never thrown up, not once.
take a quick walk and get some fresh air?
There's so much that I want to say, but I can't.
Why not?
Why not? Of course you can. Just say whatever's on your mind.
Please, Paimon, it's not as simple as you think. We've only known each other for a few days, right? What would you think of me if I were to start dumping all of my complaints on you after we've only just met?
Oh, Paimon gets it. You're hoping that we wouldn't think less of you no matter what you're about to say.
No, that wasn't my point at all! Seriously, don't you youngsters know anything about shame? I'm talking about shame! I've lived all these years and still can't get rid of it! Surely, you know the feeling too?
Actually, about that.
Huh? Tell me what?
Yeah, this is as good a time as any.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be a good story, is it?
So, you heard... You heard my...
Oh, yeah, she's freaking out.
It's okay, Sweet Lolly. You had every right to complain about those things.
I can't take it anymore! Why do these things happen to me? Hearing me mumble under my breath is one thing, but hearing what I mumble in my own head? That's too much! It's just like when you're rolling on the floor in your pajamas, but you forget to lock the door, and someone bursts in to deliver cabbages and sees the whole thing!
That one might be a little too specific, hon. I don't think that's a common experience.
So that, happens to you a lot.
It happens to people in general, okay? Doesn't matter if you're 200 years old or 1,000 years old. Everyone rolls around in their pajamas sometimes. I was just picking something generic.
Right. Somehow I don't buy that.
Take a walk with me. I have things to share with you.
Looks like she's completely given up. Like those criminals who just confess everything and accept their fate.
Yeah, I worry about her a little bit. I really do. This is kind of a fun location. Just gonna get mildly distracted in here. Good music. Hello, friend. Oh, they're so cute. Big guys hanging out. Oh, now we're going upstairs. All kinds of different areas we're going to hang out in, huh? Just up in the stadium for some reason. Guess there's nobody around.
Well, great view, right? I love coming here by myself.
Wow, it's beautiful.
It is pretty.
You're making me want to cry.
Oh no, what do we do? Please don't cry.
I was an expression, okay? A figure of speech. I'm just... embarrassed. Here you are thanking me. Even after you helped me all this time. Let's just have a casual conversation. It's easiest that way.
Really? You don't seem like the kind of person who keeps things casual.
Seems to me like maybe she's just more used to that than anything.
Well, I guess I used to be more of a stickler for the rules. And you're right, I don't usually open up to the people of my tribe like this. I'm just an eccentric old hag to them. That story's been passed down so long. It might as well be true.
You're just a regular person.
The kids of my tribe would have a heart attack if they heard you say that. Granny Eatsley is a powerful figure. Be careful around her. That's what they'd say.
Well, you are powerful. Are they afraid of you?
Some are. Others are mad I always come out on top. A few decades like that, and people stop knowing how to deal with you.
Sounds lonely.
What about you? Are you scared of me?
We don't find you scary at all.
Huh. That's because you're not from my tribe. You don't know how many delusions of grandeur I've destroyed just by existing.
Well, there's that.
I make people realize that no matter how hard they work, they'll never become a living legend like me. Oh, not to brag or anything. Maybe it's hard to believe. Just pretend I never said anything.
We believe you. Shilonen has full faith in your abilities, and Auroran didn't seem scared of you. He thinks of you as his granny, right?
Yes, but Auroran's a special case. Mawika already told you about her plan. And you've given so much help to Auroran and me. You deserve to learn the full truth. Auroran's not like other people. As I mentioned, he was abandoned as a child. The reason being, his soul is incomplete. The Masters of the Nightwind view this as a bad omen, capable of bringing about illness and misfortune.
What do you mean, incomplete?
No one knows who his parents were. He was just left on a rock in the wilderness. It's a miracle he wasn't devoured by some wild beast.
Uh-huh.
The Masters of the Nightwind believe they can see human souls. And in Auroran's incomplete soul, they saw a possibility for Natlan. A possibility to turn Auroran into a vessel for lost souls.
Excuse me? That doesn't seem good. That seems quite terrible, actually.
The ceremony would allow lost souls to gather within him. Auroran would then be sent to the Night Kingdom to return the souls to their rightful place, strengthening the ley lines and completing the ceremony.
Yeah, that sounds like murder.
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Now you see the problem.
Right, so clearly not an acceptable solution. No wonder Kid has a messed up relationship with everybody else. Goodness. That would certainly give some people a crisis. A lot makes more sense now.
When damage occurs to the Night Kingdom, the souls held within disperse and remain adrift, unable to find a way back to the ley lines. This loss of souls damages the Night Kingdom even further. The ceremony can send back countless souls at once, which would benefit the Night Kingdom and the souls themselves. Of course, the vessel, Auroran, would be sacrificed in the process.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I wasn't surprised the chief at the time came up with the plan. The ley lines were already in a terrible state. A suitable candidate for the ceremony appears, and now you have the chance to make things better. Of course you're going to take it. When the chief asked for my opinion, I didn't give my approval, but I didn't object either. So they went ahead with the ceremony. It failed, and Auroran escaped with his life.
That explains so much about everything. What the heck?
Pathetic, isn't it? By not objecting, I basically gave them the go-ahead. Maybe they didn't have my explicit approval, but it's not like I did the right thing. if the ceremony was successful, Auroron would probably be dead. Of course, in my tribe, death is rarely something to fear. But what kind of message would we be sending by sentencing a newborn to death? By using a human life as a tool? It's not right. So, when I learned the ceremony had failed, I was ashamed by my inaction, and absolutely relieved by the result. The plan was never a secret. Or, I guess I should say, there was no point to keeping it a secret. A simple investigation from Auroron would reveal everything. Everyone thought he would be happy he survived. And he never really said anything to the contrary. But just as I was about to put all of it behind me, he asks this question. Would Natlan have been saved if the ceremony succeeded?
Wait, but it's not his fault.
Oh man, don't tell me he's also carrying the guilt along with the messed up feelings. Yeah, I can see why he might be driven to do something drastic.
He knows that, but he still feels guilty. Auroron has a strong ability to perceive souls, more than any of us. He understands just how dire the situation with ley lines has become. Maybe he chose to work with the Fatui because he still thinks he owes a debt to Natlan. I can only imagine what they told him.
Traveler, didn't the captain say he found a way to solve the crisis? Maybe that's what brought Auroron into this.
Certainly sounds like it from everything we know here.
Anyway, we can't just let things go on like this. We have to convince him to come back. You don't look so good, Sweet Lolly. Maybe you should head back and get some sleep.
Probably drank too much. It's okay. The fresh air is doing me good. Okay. Forget that. I need to go home. I hit it a little too hard. You've helped me so much already. How do I even begin to thank you?
Hey, we're friends, aren't we? Besides, you already said you owe us a favor, so you don't need to worry about us.
Good point. Well, I'll go home and get some sleep. We can figure out our next move in the morning. Friends. I like the sound of that.
Aww.
Auroron's probably back with the captain, don't you think? You mean about the backup plan? Do you really believe what the captain told us? Yeah, you're right. We should just go to her directly.
Better to ask. Perhaps she'll have those details on what the cost would be.
But she's probably asleep. We can find her first thing in the morning. For now, let's go to bed.
Alright, well that does seem like a pretty darn good spot to end things, but because I have now decided we're going to pull for Shalonen based on the character trials, I'm going to do that before we take off today, because if I get her, that would be amazing. Not guaranteed, clearly, but it would be great. So we're going to do a 10 pull, see if our luck is any good here today. Because I could use some good luck after Kniech and his stupid long time to come home. Come on, Shalonen. Alright. Who have we got here? Oh, a Dory. That's something. You know what? We're going to go somewhere better here for this. Because I feel like if she's gonna come home, it's gotta be like a good location, you know? We gotta go somewhere exciting. Somewhere a little more interesting. go on top of this area right here. That feels like a fun spot to be. Assuming we can get there. Climb up somewhere really high, you know? Might as well. Can't hurt things, at the very least. And we are in Natlan after all, where it's much easier to get to random locations. Oh, you're not gonna let me here, huh? Okay, that's okay. Just take a minute. Just hang out on top of a really tall spike. Oh! And we found a
Everything has
treasure
its
chest.
use.
That has to mean good luck, right?
As a child, is that it?
Maybe? We'll see. Alright, Shalonen. No. Alright, that puts us at right around 20 pity. We're starting at 0. I hope we at least get kind of early. Is that another dory? It is. Let's see, who we got here? Nothing else. Alright. Well, it's something. Come on. Ooh. Okay, can we at least get not Dory? Like, I know I'm not, like, pumped about Candace, but we could get a Kale. That'd be cool. And, you know, 1 copy. I'd take 1 copy. Ma'am! What the heck? Go away! Is this because I said bad things about you? Are you punishing me? I'm sorry, okay? You're fine. You're just not great. How have I gotten 3 characters? Just all of you. All you. Why is it all you? I want a Kale. That's what I want. Except actually I want Shalonen. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine.
Welcome, weary traveler from afar. Nights in the desert are cruel. You should rest here tonight. Sleep soundly, and know that I am watching over you.
Thanks. Candace? Okay, we've got our mom friend. We just need, oh, and a spear. I'll take a lance. That's fun. Alright, Shalonen. Come on, girlfriend. I really could use you coming home a little bit early here. Dang. Okay. A Kale though, that's good. I do want her. Alright. We're gonna do 9 singles. We're getting close. Not really, but like closer. If these don't do it, we'll go back to 10 pulls. But I'm really hoping. Nothing. But we'll get something alright here. Okay. Who are you? Mother Candace. Alright, that's fine. It's fine. Come on, Shalonen. I'm a little bit worried. This is starting to look a lot like Kinich here. He took me to full pity twice. I cannot have that again. No thank you. Still nothing? Alright, come on. Come on. Alright, nothing. Nope. We're just gonna keep on with the singles because it could be any minute here. You never know. Another 4-star. We are really pushing it on the pity. And it's another Candace. Okay. Clearly, I should not say mean things about the 4 stars. I think it's coming back to haunt me here. Come on, girlfriend. You need to join the rest of your Natlan friends. You know you want to. Still nothing. Alright. Come on, one more. We're on 60 now. No. Alright. Well, we've got our 20 more. Nope. Any minute now we are gonna see gold. Okay, back to another 4. Oh! Okay, interesting. Usually I expect to see a character. I almost never get weapons. It feels like, but that's cool. We'll take that. Oh, please, 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 please. What does that mean? Yes!
Hello, I'm Shilonin from the Children of Echoes. If you'd like me to forge some tools for you, just let me know. But I do have quite the backlog of commissions at the moment, so even if you submit a request now, it might be a while before I get to it.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Thank goodness. We didn't lose it on her. I love her intro voice line too. She's so fun. Yay. And we actually have some wishes left. How exciting. Okay. Alright, well, on that happy end note, although I wish it could have gotten slightly earlier, that's okay, we got her. We didn't lose the 50-50, thank goodness. So, with that end note, thank you so much for watching and joining me. I appreciate it. It's been a good time. You can catch me next on Friday evening, 6 p.m. EDT, as always. More than likely, I will be back at Genshin, just because Honkai Star Rail, we're a little low on content right now. But we'll see. I will, as always, make an announcement in the Discord channel. Link to that in my bio if you're interested. So, I hope you have an awesome afternoon or evening or morning, whichever one of those it is for you. Have a good one.